Dear children, are you ready for adventure? We have a wonderful story waiting for you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Get nice and comfortable because today we're going to share a beautiful legend. It's a story about two brothers, a magical island, and a powerful secret of how light and shadow work together to save the day.
Our story starts in an age long, long ago, a time that now only lives in whispers and tales carried on the wind. Picture a deep, ancient forest, so lush and green you can almost smell the earth and leaves. This was a time of heroes, a time of legends.
And right in the heart of this incredible forest lived two amazing heroes. Now, they weren't brothers by blood, but their bond was stronger than any family tie. Their names were Sumen and Murat. What's so wonderful about them is just how different they were. You had Sumen, whose armor was a brilliant gold that literally shone like the sun. He had the purest heart and was known everywhere for his kindness. He was, truly, a light of hope. And then you had his brother, Murat, a complete contrast. His armor was as dark as a moonless night, and he was known for his incredible, unshakable strength. He might have looked stern, but underneath all that armor was a brave and loyal warrior. Together, they were the perfect protectors of their home.
For years and years, their island was a place of peace, but you know how stories go. One day, that quiet and calm was suddenly shattered.
It all started with a strange sound, kind of like stone grinding on stone, carried by the breeze. And then the ground itself started to tremble and shake. People began to cry out in alarm. Something was very, very wrong.
In that moment of confusion and fear, the brothers didn't hesitate for a second. Sumen knew in his heart this wasn't just some ordinary trouble, and Murat was ready for action. It just goes to show you their amazing bond. They faced every single challenge as one.
When they got to the village, they saw what was causing all the panic, and it was unbelievable. The sky was filled with these huge, magnificent creatures. They were giants with massive wings made of solid stone. Their bodies looked like they were carved right out of a mountain, and their eyes glowed like embers of a fire. And with every beat of their powerful wings, a fine dust of stone would just scatter into the air.
The villagers were so scared, but the moment they saw their heroes, that fear mixed with a little bit of hope. They shouted their names, putting all their trust in these two brave brothers to protect them from this legendary threat, the creatures they called the Stone Wings.
So, of course, the brothers jumped right into action. But after a quick fight, they found something that changed everything. A piece of stone that fell from one of the creatures had this strange, glowing symbol on it, a symbol that pointed to the oldest part of the island, a place called the Shadow Peaks. They realized this wasn't just an attack, it was some kind of warning.
The village elder, the wisest person on the island, saw the symbol and he knew exactly what it meant. He told them an ancient story, a legend about a powerful seal known as the Tash Kulp, which means the stone heart. It was created 1,000 years ago to hold back a great darkness, and now that ancient seal was starting to break.
And just like that, their mission got so much bigger. It wasn't about fighting anymore. Just as Murat said, they had to go to the very source of the danger, to the Shadow Peaks, and fix the seal before it was too late.
They set off right away. And let me tell you, the path to the Shadow Peaks was not easy. It was treacherous, and all along the way, smaller stone creatures would rise up from the ground to try and stop them. But fighting together, side by side, Sumen's light and Murat's strength cleared the way.
At last, they reached the very highest peak, and there they found a dark cave. And from deep inside, they could feel this pulsing sound, a deep rhythm that shook the ground. Dum, dum, dum. Inside, they found it. A giant sphere made of stone with glowing red cracks all over it, pulsing with a scary light, like a huge fading heartbeat.
It was in that moment that Sumen realized something. The energy coming from the stone heart didn't feel evil. It just felt broken. And as they were staring at it, a huge shadow fell over them. The leader of the Stone Wings was there, and a big question suddenly filled the air.
The leader, whose name was Greek Kanilad, began to speak, and his words turned everything upside down. The Stone Wings weren't attacking the island at all. They were trying to save it,
They were ancient guardians, woken up by the breaking seal, and they were trying to warn everyone and fix the balance themselves.
Grikanatlar then explained that the stone heart could only be healed with a very special kind of magic, a power that needed a perfect balance.
The ancient ritual needed two brave warriors, one to channel the pure energy of light, and another to channel the deep strength of shadow. Only when these two opposite forces were merged together inside the stone heart could the seal become whole again. And as they heard this, Sari Sumen and Kara Murat looked right at each other. They knew this was their destiny.
And this was the moment. It was absolutely breathtaking. Sari Sumen raised his golden sword to the sky, and a brilliant beam of pure light shot down from above. At the exact same time, Kara Murat plunged his black sword deep into the stone floor, drawing up this dark, powerful energy from the earth. Together, they aimed these forces at the stone heart. Light and shadow poured into the cracks, weaving together like threads of sunlight and midnight.
The whole cave shook as the two energies combined. The stone heart glowed red, then gold, and finally settled into a deep, calm black. The pulsing stopped. The cracks disappeared. The seal was whole again, and a beautiful, peaceful silence fell over the mountain. The island was safe. When they came out of the cave, the sky was clear and bright blue. The stone wings rose up one last time, but they no longer seemed scary. They peacefully dissolved into dust on the wind, their duty complete. And back in the village, oh, you can just imagine the joyous celebration when their heroes returned.
As everyone celebrated, the wise old elder shared the real lesson of their adventure. He said that yes, the stone heart was sealed, but the most powerful seal of all, the one that truly kept them safe, was the unity, the love, in the hearts of the two brothers.
And that's how their amazing adventure became a legend. It was a story told to children for generations and generations, a story that reminded everyone that real strength isn't about just light or just shadow. It's about the courage to bring them both together. It taught everyone that unity can overcome any darkness.
Their legacy lived on, a perfect, beautiful balance of light and shadow, watching over the island forever. And it leaves us with a wonderful thought to hold on to, that sometimes our greatest strength is found not in being the same, but in celebrating all the different things that make us whole when we stand together.